I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head, but it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead. I've been running in circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. I've been staring at the ceiling, I've been staying up all night. I've been staring at the ceiling, I've been staying.
This is a really raw and vulnerable thing to talk about on camera for me. So I guess that's why I haven't already talked about it, or it's taken me this long to make a video about it, is because it is so hard to be so raw and open about depression and what I go through. I guess a lot of it is maybe not wanting to come to terms with how bad it is and how bad it can get for me. On the worst days, I don't want to get out of bed, and some days I don't. If it wasn't for having children that needed me and needed me to take care of them, then, I probably wouldn't get out of bed. It's tough. It's really, really hard to not understand the way that you're feeling. Depression and anxiety have such a way of making you feel like you don't matter, or making you feel like no one cares, or that you are alone, and it's all consuming. It has such a way of making you feel things or think things that maybe aren't true, and it's hard. It's hard to be a mother in general, and then when you add in depression and anxiety to being a mother, it can feel next to impossible. I know that there are some days when my children may see me sad, or see me in bed, or see me just quiet. I'm sure that they don't understand. It's hard to be a mom and be, struggle with depression and feel those things, but then also not know how to and not know if you should, tell your children what you're struggling with. I'm sure that they probably just think that mom is sad, and depression is so much more than sadness. It feels so much deeper than sadness. And today is just a struggle day for me. My kids got up for school, and they were getting ready, and I just sat here and watched them get ready, and gave them direction on what they needed to do, and get their book bags and get their lunch boxes, and put your socks on and your shoes, have you brushed your teeth, and that's just part of being a mom. But it just felt very out of body this morning. I told them each goodbye and that I love them, but it was just different. It was different than, other days. I'm sure they knew I was, sad. I know that they knew I was struggling. If there are days that they may see me crying, all of them come to me and say, "Why are you crying?" or "What's wrong?" And as a mom, it just feels so deep and so different than sadness that when your children ask you that, you don't know how to answer them. You don't know what to say to them. I came on here today to make this video to show how real this is and how serious depression and anxiety is. It's not an easy thing to talk about, and certainly not an easy thing to talk about on camera. But I just wanted to make this video and let you guys know that you're not alone. And if you're a mom with depression and anxiety and you're struggling, I know that I cannot be the only mom struggling. So I guess I came on here today to make this video to try to relate to you guys, and let you know that you're not alone. And I know that I'm not alone. It just feels like I am alone. It's hard. It's so hard. I do take medication each day for depression and anxiety as well. But there's no magic cure or magic pill that's going to make depression and even anxiety disappear or go away, or there's no perfect thing for it. A pill can only help you so much. There are some days that I feel like my medication maybe is helping me. Maybe it is taking the sadness away. And then there are days like today when I feel like I have nothing. I have not taken anything. There are days when I feel like I have not taken any medication for depression. I think that seeking help and opening up and finding help for depression and taking medication, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. I think that opening up about it and seeking help and getting maybe speaking to a doctor is a great idea. I think that it can certainly help. There are just days like today when you just struggle really bad, and I don't think that any amount of medication could take those bad days completely away. It would be great if they could, but they can't. I used to be very ashamed. I think it was a shame that that it was shame that I felt, or maybe even some disbelief or not wanting to come to terms with my depression and with how bad things are for me. There are days that I struggled really hard with that, and maybe I was ashamed of how bad I felt. And so there was several years that I struggled, and I didn't take any medication, and I didn't seek any help, and I just made myself believe that I was alone and that I wasn't worthy of help, or that I didn't need that help, that I could do it on my own, or that I'm just struggling and I'm always going to struggle, or it's always going to feel like this. There was several years there when I felt like that, and I was probably too ashamed to seek help. I have been on my medication now for depression and anxiety for around 6 months, I believe. And that was one of the best things that I think I could have done for myself, was speaking to my doctor and telling her I need some help, and I know that, I've always struggled with depression, and my anxiety has kind of gotten worse over the years, I believe, but depression I've always struggled with, and I believe that was one of the best decisions I could have made, because us as moms, we don't get to just quit. We don't get to just lay in bed all day. There are little people that need us, to be out of bed and need us to take care of them, and your role as a mother just never stops. And so I knew that I needed help, and I knew that my children needed me, so I spoke to my doctor and told her, how bad I was struggling, and started on some medication for it, and tried out quite a few that didn't seem to do anything. They made me even more depressed. They made me have even more anxiety. They seemed to make my symptoms worse. So me and my doctor tried this medication that I'm on now, and it seems to help, but I still have bad days. Like I said, no pill. There's no perfect, there's no magic pill that is going to make it all disappear, that's going to make it all feel better. A YouTuber I follow here, her name is Lynn White. I heard her speak about her struggle with depression, and in her video she said something that really stuck out to me, and I've just really thought about it here lately a lot, and it's just been heavy on my heart. And she said in her video that she heard someone else say that depression needs an action, and I believe it's so heavy on my heart because that's the way I feel, and I know that depression needs an action. Depression feels so isolating, like I have said. It feels so lonely, and I believe that depression as a mom certainly needs an action. If you're struggling with this and you're a mom, or if you're not a mom, if you're struggling with depression and anxiety, I believe it certainly needs an action. And like I said, I came on here to make this video. I just wanted to give some insight on what it's like being here at home, struggling with it. If you are a mom that is struggling with depression, please talk to someone. Don't keep it all inside. Don't believe that you are alone, and don't believe that you are okay if you're not okay. Mental health is one of the most important things. Being happy is one of the most important things in life. having someone to talk to is also one of the most important things. If you guys are struggling with depression or you're struggling with life in general, I am always here to listen and to talk. If you need to talk, or if you can relate to this video, I hope that you will leave me a comment down below and introduce yourself. Let me know who you are, and let me know your struggles. If you have any prayer requests that you would like for me to pray about for you, I would be happy to do that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. I would love to have you. I hope to make more videos like this that are open and vulnerable. I would love to have you follow along on my journey here on YouTube. Please introduce yourself down below in the comments. I would love to meet you and become friends with you. Thank you guys for watching this.